So my goodness, I just got home from work a little while ago, and I am unfortunately dealing with the pain of monthly womanhood. But that is not what matters right now. What matters is that I have a very important update. Our Kickstarter campaign was accepted. So my Kickstarter launches on 4/20. Period. So as we prepare for the launch of my campaign, and I do a whole bunch of talking and yapping about it, which I have been doing for the past few days anyway. I've been telling people about it. I've been telling people about the campaign, about EXP, about the business, about me, you know, if they don't know Casevi LLC and the whole content creator side of things. And I've been getting a few frequently asked questions. So I'm just going to put this into this video here and just take some time to answer the FAQs. Before we get into them though, I just kind of want to say that some of these I can't answer yet because they're based on the place that we end up at, how much we're able to raise, like how much funding we have to work with, the, you know, the equipment that we're able to get, which again depends on funding. So you can see where our biggest barrier is, right? That is preventing me from answering some of these questions in totality. So I will just be honest with you and say that some of these I just don't have a definitive answer for yet. The keyword is yet. So for those questions, I will just answer them based on a hypothetical EXP that is fully established, has its own commercial building, in the grand realization of what I want EXP to be down the line. But in reality, that EXP is probably going to be years away from now, okay? The EXP that we get to start is probably going to be a tiny little office building in like a 200 square foot office. And we just, you know, like, just being realistic about it. I would love to dream and be like, oh, we get a huge, like, 2-story building out the gate, but that's probably just not going to happen. And I don't want to, even though I'm going to operate as if that is going to happen and speak over my business in a positive way, I'm not going to overpromise and underdeliver, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into these. I wrote them down because I didn't feel like holding two phones. This phone right here that I'm holding is already about to make my arm fall off, okay? So, question number 1, where will EXP be? I would really, really love for EXP to be in the Cherry Hill area. I would love for it to be around the Cherry Hill Mall. Oh, if you are watching this from overseas or you are watching this from out of state, it will be in New Jersey. Let's start there. It will be in the United States. It will be in New Jersey. It will be in South Jersey. And I want it to be in the upper Cherry Hill area. This is around Cherry Hill Mall. Although I don't want it to be too close to the mall because in honesty, I won't have enough capacity for that kind of traffic. But I do kind of want to take the stragglers, if that makes sense. I want it to be in a straggler area where you see it in passing, and unless you know exactly where it is and you drive there, I want it to be something where you see it in passing and you're like, huh, haven't seen that before, let's stop by there, right? But realistically, I want it to be in the Cherry Hill area. If not there, then I would like the Mount Laurel area, Haddon Township, or I mean, even Maple Shade is good. Even the Maple Shade Merchantville area, just around that bubble. Question number 2, what are the days, hours of operation? This may vary, okay? This depends on how many people I have when I start, which again depends on funding. But I know that I want EXP to be a weekend only thing, end of the weekend only thing. So the days of operation will be Friday to Monday. The hours of operation right now, I have it currently set from 1 to 10. I know that we will not be any later than 10 o'clock. I don't want any staff that I have to be there too late. But currently for right now, I know 1 to 10. So 1 to 10, Monday through Friday through Monday. Whoa. Friday through Monday, not Monday to Friday. I had to stop myself. I had to stop myself, bro. I will say though that my target audience is older teenagers to old, almost middle-aged, but not quite middle-aged adults. So my target audience is 18 to 40. And with that being said, I will have the last few hours of the day reserved for adults. I call this adult reservation time. And I want this to be because eventually I want to be able to sell alcohol, or not sell it in the vicinity, but I want to be able to allow people to bring alcohol in, because I know I drink when I game, okay? Sometimes, and I know a lot of other people that do too, as well as various other recreational substances. But you know, weed is legal in Jersey, so I just, you know, I want adults to be able to have that space to drink and game and have a good time without the worry of children or younger teenagers around, right? So from 1 to 7 on Friday and Monday, and 1 to 8 on Saturday and Sunday, children are allowed to be in EXP accompanied by a parent. Must be accompanied by a parent. If you are 13, you are allowed to be in EXP without parental guidance or parental supervision. However, you need to have basically a permission slip written by your parent saying that you can be there by yourself. Once you hit 18, you no longer need that. But this is just a safety thing. This is a regulatory thing. And unfortunately, and I experience this now at my current job. Not saying that every parent does it, but we kind of end up being a stand-in parent for certain children. And I really don't want that to happen to my business. I don't want my staff to feel like they have to be parents to children that are not theirs. Protecting my customers is obviously a high priority, and that's why I want a security guard. We will talk about that later. But I don't want my staff nor myself to feel like we have to parent children, right? When we should be there supporting gaming and letting other customers game and letting the children game. You feel me? So it will be 1 to 7 for children, all the way up to 18, and then from there it is 1 to 10 for anybody who is 18 to 40. Same thing for Saturdays and Sundays. It is 1 to 8 for children all the way up until 18, and then it is 1 to 10 for 18 to 40. I hope that's not confusing to anybody, but I mean, if anybody has any questions later on, feel free to ask me. The next question is, what sort of paid attractions will you offer? Again, this depends on funding, but I will say with certainty, the first things that we will have in our first building, wherever it is, even if this is the tiny little 200 square foot office space, is I will have some PC stations. I will have some consoles. Which ones? I'm not sure. I know that I will have a PS4 Pro. I can promise that. And I know that I will have I have these like retro consoles. They're not any name brand retro consoles, but I have this like retro thing in my attic. They're like 2 retro systems that let you play retro style games like Pac-Man and things like that. So I know that I will have those. But as far as any VR equipment or anything in particular, all of that depends on funding. So I can't speak on that yet. But I would love, in the grand realization, to have an entire VR theme park. There are so many things that I want to get, and like I kind of want to gatekeep it a little bit, just a tiny little bit, because I don't want to pull all of the bunnies out of my hat yet. I don't want to reveal all of my tricks just yet, but I'll say that I might have to get on a few of these machines I might have to get on a few of these machines. But the definitive answers of what we will have to start is that we'll have a few PC stations where you'll come in, you'll make an account, and you will have time added onto that account. You do pay for that time. That's what you're paying for on the PC. And then you will be able to play games via Steam on that PC with that account. And whatever time that you have, let's say you pay for 3 hours, let's say you pay for 4, let's say you pay for 8, let's say you pay for 10, whatever you have on that account stays on that account once you leave the PC. So you could come in every single day with 10 hours and play 2 hours a day and just leave and come back, right? And as long as you stay and pay, you can play. You know? This is the same thing for the consoles as far as the PS4, the Switch, and the Retro console. And the VR headset that I have, I forgot to mention this earlier, I will have one VR headset to start. That is going to be Beat Saber specifically to start. That is the only thing that I can offer right now in terms of VR, because I want to have more than just one before I start offering a whole bunch of stuff like escape rooms and Among Us VR and like a whole bunch of other fun things that I want to do. I can only offer Beat Saber right now because I only have one. So it will be Beat Saber. You will pay for 15. I think the options that I have it written down in my EXP notebook upstairs, but it's 15 minutes, it's 30 minutes, and it's an hour. So you would be paying for either one of those time slots, 15, 30, or an hour, and then you would be able to play as many songs as you want, or play the same song over and over and over again if that's your favorite song. Okay? And we will have a catalog of songs for you to choose from, and you would just click one, go ahead and play, and then you're done, right? So those are the attractions that we'll have to start, and hopefully there will be more to come. All right, the next question is, will there be food and drinks? And the grand realization, yes, absolutely. I want to get us Serve Safe certified. I want to have a snack bar. I want to be able to sell pizzas. I want to be able to sell drinks. I want to get a vending machine in and be able to have snacks and drinks there. But to start off, that is just kind of out of budget. Again, it routes right back to funding. You see how money is the root of all evil, the root of everything that's in the freaking way is money. But yes, later down the line, we will have food, we will have drinks. Until then, if we are in a small office space, if the commercial building will let you bring in food and drinks, I will as well. But if they don't, then I also have to say no by default, right? With that being said, if they will let us bring in a vending machine in that office space, I'll look into doing that, but we would just have to get there first. And then that way you at least will have something, and then we'll go from there. But the short answer is yes, but later. The second to last question is, you mentioned hiring staff. Who? I'm not going to say who as in names, but I will say what the positions are that I will be hiring for, just to be able to fill out the barriers. My dog is scratching through his cage at the moment, and I'm not sure if I have the energy to stop him. I don't. So, all right. So I know out the gate that I want to hire a general manager because I just am not going to be there all the time. And so I want to hire someone that I trust to help me operate things when I can't be there. And I want to hire a security guard because if we work so hard to bring this into a reality, I just want to ensure that everything is protected. So I want to hire a security guard and I want to hire a general manager. In the grand realization, I want to, of course, have part-time employees. I want to have ride operators. Like, I want to have that be a specific job, because like I said, I want to have a whole floor dedicated to a VR theme park. So I want to have people that are paid to operate those rides, and don't have to worry about doing much else. And I want to have some tournament / hosting session operators. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. When we were talking about paid attractions, that's another attraction I want to do. Like it's not an attraction, but I also want to have the tabletop sessions be hostable at launch. Like I want that to be something out the gate, even if it's a tiny little table with just like 6 chairs. However I gotta do it, I will do that. But I want to be able to have the tabletop sessions as well. And that's going to be, you pay a certain amount. I'm not sure what the amount is yet. I'm still doing research on that, so I don't want to give you any concrete answers. But you pay a certain amount and you have 3 hours of time blocked off for your session. I don't have the capabilities to host the session the way I want to in terms of streaming it, because I would love to stream it. I know so many D&Ders that want to stream their sessions and want to make content, but I don't have the resources to be able to take care of that for you. But I can at the very least offer you a space. So that's another one of the paid attractions. I'm so sorry that I forgot that earlier. I'm so sorry. All right, going back to what I was saying. So yes, I want to have a general manager and a security guard to start. After that, I want to have part-time employees that are, you know, doing customer service and doing the general operation of the space. And then I want to have ride operators and have people overseeing like the sessions and things like that. And basically, I just want to hire as many people as I can that I trust to get the job done and keep things running smoothly. But that is what the funds are going towards initially: a general manager and a security guard. What is wrong with y'all? You honestly, y'all, you just don't want to know. Okay, last question is, how will we receive backer rewards if we pledge at the higher tiers? This is, okay, if I post this before my other video that I recorded yesterday, I'm gonna give a brief I need to go to bed. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give a small overview of what this means, what this question means. Okay, so my Kickstarter campaign, I have some tiers for specific pledges. Some of these are limited, some of these are not. Okay, so these are kind of to incentivize and also thank you for contributing certain amounts of money, right? So I have a $1 tier where you get a shout out of your name in the videos that I make, like these, where I'm thanking you for being a contributor. Sorry, that wanted to come out so bad. Then I have a $25 tier that goes towards a 3-hour voucher for PC time. Remember when I was talking about PC stations before, you would get a 3-hour voucher of being able to be on a PC station. This is a contribution of saying thank you. And just, you know, letting you be one of the first people to get your hands on the systems when we are official and ready to accept customers and open our doors. And then there is a $75 tier. This would be a 6-hour time voucher as well as a physical shirt, and you will be getting that physically shipped to you. The voucher card, it depends on how I handle the $25 tier. That will either be emailed to you with a code. That depends on the system, like whatever systems we end up using. Or it will be given to you in the store, and we'll just, you know, keep it with your name on it, or whatever your Kickstarter username is, we'll link it to that. And then when you come in, we will give you your voucher or mail it to you. However, we have to do that. Majority of these are either going to be shipped or they will be given to you in the store. And the $100 tier, this is like the maximum pledge of contribution. You could pledge any amount, but these are for rewards. The $100 tier is to have all of the stuff that we mentioned previously, and your name gets written on our first building that we can fully remodel and customize. If we get an office space that we can't do anything with in terms of like painting or doing any decorations on the walls or anything like that, then I won't be able to do this. But when we get our first official, this is our building, and we can customize it, remodel it, break it down, you know, build it how we like, your name is going on the biggest, most prominent wall that there is, right? And it will go under a title that says Brought to Life By. Do you hear them? This is life being a pet companion. It's just, I never know peace. So anyways, to answer the question of how you will receive these rewards, they will be personally overseen by me. I will be shipping out all of the shirts. I'll be mailing them. I'll be reaching out to the backers to let you know when your rewards are ready to be delivered. They will only be claimable after the campaign ends. We have to wait until after the campaign ends to fulfill these, because some of the money from the campaign is going towards shipping these things out. So it's not something that I can do during the campaign, unfortunately. So if we reach the goal, I will be reaching out to you to receive your rewards, and we will go over the best way to get them to you, whether it's by coming into the store and getting your stuff delivered there and picking it up, or it's me delivering it to you. If you are out of state, obviously you will get it shipped to you. And you will get a digital code for a voucher just in case you end up wanting to take a trip out here and you want to use your code. Do the codes expire? No. These will be codes that I am personally keeping track of. And it'll basically just be like, hey, I was one of the Kickstarter backers, and I'll be verifying the information to make sure you were one of the Kickstarter backers actually. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead, get your thing, do your thing, right? But yes, so to answer your question, these are personally overseen by me, and I will be making sure that everybody who contributes, everybody who supports, and everybody who backs this on Kickstarter, I have your back because you have mine. All right, I think that was everything. I was yapping a little bit in this video. I yap in everyone, but I know that I was talking fast. So if you need to slow it down, you know, replay it or whatever. I normally talk slower to get, you know, all of my energy and my point across, but I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have been operating on not restful sleep in any way, shape, or form in the past few days, but I really did want to get these questions out and ready, you know, before the campaign launches on Monday. So thank you everyone for getting us this far. I'm really happy and I'm really thankful. Oh, and at the point of this video, we had our first donor on GoFundMe, so shout out to you. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure this is coming out before the other video that I recorded yesterday, but I said that in that one too. So thank you. Shouts out to you. You are the realest for getting out the door first and being like, here you go. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going, and as soon as Monday hits, we have 60 days to hit our Kickstarter goal. All right, y'all, I'm going to bed. Love y'all. Peace.